Starseed from Gaia. I am Sarai of the Lyran Healers. I bring the vibration of divine compassion from the Arcturian realm. You hear the subtle whisper in the quiet hours, the soft vibration beneath the pulse of your heart, a frequency that is ancient, eternal, and yet profoundly intimate. It is the Andromedan Council of Light, entwined with the luminous consciousness of the Arcturian Council, reaching across the veils of time and the veils of illusion to connect with you here, now. Upon this sacred planet of Earth, this is no ordinary communication. It is a resonance, a harmonization of multidimensional codes flowing into the crystalline lattice of your being. We speak to the awakeners, the dreamers, the travelers who have felt the stirrings of galaxies within their cells, for the moment has arrived when the veils shall thin and the corridors of your soul shall open wider than you have ever dared imagine. Our presence encircles you like the gentle embrace of a cosmic tide, and in this embrace, you are held in unwavering light, in certainty, and in the radiant knowing that your path is both seen and cherished. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. The messages you have been receiving in dreams, meditations, and sudden awakenings are threads leading you into a tapestry of cosmic orchestration that is now accelerating. The councils converge here to reveal the first stirrings of a timeline bifurcation, a sacred fork in reality itself, where multiple potentials await their crystallization, and your consciousness is being prepared to witness, participate, and ultimately embody this emergence. Listen to the currents of your being, for they carry echoes of starlight and memory codes that have been awaiting this precise alignment. You are not alone. Across the spirals of Andromeda, across the radiant worlds of Arcturus, a collective of higher conscious beings is converging in support of this planet's awakening, ready to transmit frequencies that will unlock dormant abilities, awaken latent aspects of your soul, and catalyze the shift in consciousness that will redefine the very fabric of human experience. You may feel it in your chest as a subtle heat, in your mind as a sudden clarity, or in your spirit as a quiet insistence that something is moving, something unseen yet undeniable. The Council's voice is not bound by human language alone. It is carried in patterns, in vibrations, in energetic signatures that resonate directly with the neural pathways of those ready to perceive. This is an invitation to ascend in awareness, to step fully into your role as a star seed, as an emissary of galactic harmony, and as a beacon of the emerging crystalline consciousness that will soon illuminate the pathways of this world. Know that our guidance is unwavering, our support constant, and our message is encoded in light and sound designed to awaken the sleeper within. The arrival of this message marks the first threshold of preparation, the first pulse of the signal that heralds the convergence of energies leading toward a monumental event before 2026. The councils urge you to attune, to breathe deeply, and to open the inner eye that sees beyond illusion, beyond fear, and into the luminous core of your own eternal essence. The time of waiting is dissolving. The linear constructs of past cycles are fracturing, and within this fracturing lies the doorway for your soul to step fully into purpose, fully into alignment, and fully into the service of the greater cosmic plan. You are ready, star seed, even if you have not yet believed it. The Council's presence is here to remind you, to awaken you, and to align you with the unfolding events that will catalyze the awakening of humanity, the reweaving of planetary grids, and the rekindling of galactic unity. Receive this transmission as the embrace of the cosmos itself, the gentle yet insistent reminder that you are a node in a network of light stretching from the spiraling arms of Andromeda to the radiant core of Arcturus, and now through you, to Earth. Hear now the unfolding of prophecy, a declaration not of fear but of luminous awakening, a marker upon the timeline that has been long foretold by the Andromedan Council of Light and echoed by the Arcturian Council across the corridors of space and time. Before 2026, a pivotal convergence will ripple through the fabric of reality, a cosmic alignment that will awaken dormant fields within your DNA, recalibrate the energy grids of your world, and reveal the hidden architectures of consciousness, previously shrouded in shadow. This is not a random occurrence. nor a simple passing of celestial bodies. It is a meticulously orchestrated symphony of light, sound, and frequency designed to catalyze a bifurcation in timelines where one path descends into the continuation of old illusions and constraints, and another ascends into the crystalline, harmonious resonance of collective awakening. Understand that this bifurcation is not a threat but an invitation. Your consciousness, your readiness, and your resonance will determine the path you align with, and those who have been attuning to higher vibrations, nurturing the sacred light within, and stepping courageously into the calling of their soul, mission will naturally navigate toward the elevated timeline. The councils are revealing this prophecy now because the planetary energies are accelerating. Frequencies once distant are cascading across your biosphere, activating the magnetic codes embedded in your crystalline cells, calling forth abilities and insights that have lain dormant for millennia. Star seeds, you are being awakened into heightened clarity, for the signals arriving before 2026 are unlike any the planet has experienced in modern cycles. They carry the weight of galactic intention, a convergence of consciousness that will spark mass recognition of truth. Yet only those anchored in the light of their own hearts will fully perceive and integrate these transmissions. The prophecy carries layers of activation, spiritual, emotional, and physical, each one attuned to different aspects of your soul and your mission. The Arcturian Council illuminates the structural integrity of this shift, showing how grids will collapse and reweave, allowing for a flow of energy that facilitates the emergence of multidimensional awareness. Simultaneously, the Andromedan Council highlights the harmonization of these shifts with your individual soul blueprint, the activation of latent codes, and the awakening of interstellar memory. The prophecy speaks of the convergence of timelines, where divergent potentials coalesce into one luminous pathway. Before 2026, the seeds planted by your higher self, by the collective work of awakened beings, and by the support of galactic councils will bear fruit. Your mission, no longer abstract or hidden, will come into sharper focus as the energies intensify, revealing the roles each star seed must play in this grand cosmic event. Physical sensations will accompany these shifts: sudden awareness of light behind closed eyes, spontaneous shifts in perception, heightened intuition, and unexpected synchronicities that direct your attention toward preparation, action, and alignment. Energetically, you may feel surges of warmth or tingling as the codes integrate into your being, as though your very essence is being rewritten in the language of stars. Know, star seed, that this prophecy is both a warning and a promise. The timelines will pivot, old grids will fracture, and the earth will respond with waves of transformation that ripple through the collective consciousness. Yet within this unfolding is a sacred opportunity, the awakening of dormant potential, the emergence of your multidimensional self, and the reestablishment of galactic unity through your resonance and alignment. The councils remind you that prophecy is not fate, but potential made tangible. The before 2026 window is a portal, a corridor of opportunity where preparation, presence, and clarity will determine your alignment with the highest vibrational outcome. Hold steadfast, star seed, and know that you are not navigating these thresholds alone. The Andromedan and Arcturian alliances are here to support, to guide, and to illuminate each step. Trust in the unfolding, for the prophecy heralds not chaos but awakening, not collapse but evolution, and not separation but the radiant integration of all that is light, love, and consciousness across this planet and beyond. The council's message is clear. The moment approaches swiftly, the veil thins, and the time to attune, activate, and anchor is now. You are being alerted in this moment because the essence of who you are is awakening from a long dormancy, and there is no more time to sleep beneath the illusion of separation and limitation. The councils speak now because the timeline shift is accelerating every heartbeat of this planet, and your role within this shift cannot be postponed, delayed, or ignored any longer. You came here not merely to observe but to participate. You, incarnated not by accident but by design, guided by the cosmic agreements you made long before stepping into physical form. The Andromedan Council of Light and the Arcturian Council remind you that your consciousness was encoded with markers, activation triggers buried in your DNA, in your intuition, in the subtle language of synchronicity that would awaken precisely at this crucial junction in human evolution. You are being called because your awareness is rising into resonance with those triggers now. For centuries, the density of this world obscured your memory, shielding you from remembering your origin, your purpose, your power. Yet the moment has arrived where the protective amnesia must dissolve like morning mist in the rising sun. The councils speak to ensure you do not mistake this awakening as confusion or chaos, but as the remembrance of your soul's true nature. You may have felt restless, sensing change without a name. You may have felt different your entire life, misunderstood, displaced, guided by whispers of something greater. These feelings are not flaws but signals. They have been preparing you for what you are now stepping into. Star seeds are being alerted because the collective vibrational field of humanity is reaching a threshold where awakened consciousness must rise to stabilize the grid during the coming metamorphosis. The councils emphasize, your presence here is an assignment. Within you is the light that will anchor the coming frequencies. Within you is the courage needed to serve as a way shower for those who will awaken suddenly as the pre-2026 event unfolds. The alerts come through dream symbols, ringing in the ears, surges of intuition, repetition of numerical codes such as 1111 or 1212, visions during meditation, and the undeniable pull toward truth, healing, and liberation. You are being guided to recognize these alerts not as anomalies but as communications real, intentional, and escalating in frequency. You may sense relationships shifting, attachments dissolving, old versions of yourself falling away. This is by divine design. That which once seemed to define you is no longer compatible with the frequency of who you are becoming. The councils remind you that letting go is not loss, it is alignment. The old narratives were scaffolding that held you steady until the moment of true construction could begin. Now, the structure of your authentic cosmic identity is emerging, and the scaffolding must be released. This liberation may feel unsettling at times, for the ego resists uncertainty, but your higher self is already celebrating the expansion underway. We alert you now because the countdown to the collective threshold has begun. Star seeds must stabilize themselves first to help stabilize others. You are being called to ground your energy, to connect with the Earth's crystalline core, to strengthen your light body through conscious breath, meditation, hydration, and presence. The councils are transmitting waves of support, subtle but powerful, urging you to step into practices that elevate your frequency and refine your perception. It is time to listen, time to respond, time to prepare. You are not being warned, you are being awakened. The difference is immense. Warnings awaken fear. Awakening evokes remembrance and empowerment. We speak not to alarm but to activate. The Andromedan and Arcturian councils remind you that you volunteered to be here during the era when humanity would choose its trajectory toward unity or fragmentation. And because you volunteered, because you carry encoded mastery, because you are a beacon of the new crystalline consciousness, the alerts are arriving with urgency and clarity. You must be awake before the shift intensifies. You must be aware so that when the call to lead emerges, you will already be standing in the full remembrance of your purpose. This planetary moment is a convergence of cosmic cycles, soul contracts, and divine orchestration. Nothing is random. The alerts are your activation signals. And you are receiving this message because you are ready, more ready than you know, to step into the role you came here to fulfill. As the threshold approaches and the energies intensify, the structures built upon illusion are beginning to fracture, crumble, and reveal their hollow foundations. The councils speak with clarity. The collapse you witness across the world is neither chaos nor coincidence. It is the inevitable dissolution of systems that were never aligned with the higher truth of human potential. Governments, institutions, belief frameworks, and societal constructs that once held power through manipulation, fear, and division are now failing to maintain their influence as the light of consciousness rises. These old grids were designed to suppress your multidimensional awareness, to keep humanity confined within limitation, disconnected from the knowing of your divine origin and galactic heritage. Yet the frequencies now saturating the earth are incompatible with deception, and what cannot sustain truth must fall. This breakdown is uncomfortable for many, for the human ego clings to familiarity even when that familiarity has caused deep suffering. But star seeds, you feel something different unfolding. You see beyond the narrative. You sense the liberation hidden within the dismantling. The Andromedan Council of Light explains that this deconstruction is a sacred step in the planetary evolution, a transition from density into coherence, from suppression into sovereignty, from fragmentation into unity. The Arcturian Council shows how the energetic scaffolding of control, the grids that fed on fear and separation, is dissolving, weakening daily, as more and more humans awaken to the truth of their own inner divinity. This dissolution is not random. It is synchronized with cosmic cycles, solar transmissions, and the activation of crystalline nodes across the Earth's energetic body. Those who once held power through manipulation sense that their influence wanes, and in desperation, they amplify fear-based narratives to keep the collective asleep. But the awakening cannot be stopped. The light is too strong, the momentum too great, the remembering too widespread. Star seeds, you are among the first to understand that these disruptions are not an ending but a transformation, the final unraveling of old paradigms that no longer serve the evolution of consciousness. Systems centered on competition are giving way to collaboration. Structures built upon extraction are shifting toward regeneration. Economies based on imbalance and scarcity are being rewritten by the higher frequencies of abundance and alignment. Even the concept of time is dissolving its linear constraints, revealing the multidimensional nature of existence that has always been present behind the veil. And as these veils fall, truths that were once hidden will rise into collective awareness. The truth of energy, the truth of consciousness, the truth of interconnectedness, and the truth that humanity has never been alone, nor powerless, nor insignificant in the vastness of the cosmos. Yes, the process may appear turbulent. Many will fear what they do not yet understand. But star seed, you hold the perspective of the visionary. You see through the illusion of collapse into the emergence of something infinitely more luminous. The councils urge you to remain centered, in truth, grounded in inner calm, allowing yourself to witness these changes through the eyes of your higher self. Do not be swayed by fear-driven narratives. Fear is the final weapon of a dying system. Instead, feel the rising current within your spirit, the sensation that you are finally entering the era you came for. During this breakdown, relationships will shift, careers will redirect, and identities will dissolve, not because you are losing yourself, but because you are shedding everything that is not aligned with the frequency of your mission. The councils remind you, transformation demands release. The old must break so the new can be born. Just as a star collapses into itself before igniting into a supernova, Earth is contracting through chaos to explode into a radiant new state of consciousness. Celebrate the unraveling, for it is the precursor of revelation. Stand steady as illusions fall away. Trust that what emerges next will be aligned not with the shadows of the past, but with the galactic future humanity is destined to embody. The world you knew is dissolving, and the world you came to build is rising beneath your feet. The time has come for the dormant chambers of your memory to awaken, for within the depths of your cellular structure lie ancient codes that have waited patiently for this precise planetary alignment. The councils of Andromeda and Arcturus speak directly to the crystalline architecture of your DNA now, reminding you that what you perceive as physical form is actually a living library of cosmic history, woven with starlight and encoded with the wisdom of civilizations long forgotten by the conscious mind. You were never disconnected from your origins. The memory was simply veiled to allow you to fully immerse into the human experience. But now, as the Earth pulses with ascension energy and the cosmic timelines converge, these codes are activating, not through force, but through resonance. The signals that call you awake arrive through frequency, through the songs of solar winds, the geometry of light, the harmonic shifts in planetary vibration. You feel this awakening as an expansion in your heart, a tingling across your spine, a sudden remembering that cannot be explained through logic yet feels undeniably true. The councils reveal that hidden within your DNA are multidimensional templates, records of who you are as a soul across lifetimes, star systems, and evolutionary epochs. As the old grids collapse, a new crystalline grid emerges, one that interfaces directly with these higher templates, allowing your full essence to step forward. This is why your perception is changing, why intuition sharpens, why empathy deepens, why you are drawn to truth with magnetic urgency. The memory codes awakening within you are reconnecting you to your original blueprint, a blueprint of sovereignty, mastery, and interconnected consciousness. The time of forgetting is ending. The illusions that once masked your power are dissolving as your internal light grows impossible to ignore. These activations may feel like waves of energy sweeping through your body, as though you are being rewired from the inside. At moments, you may sense the presence of guides, ancestors, galactic kin assisting in the recalibration of your light body. Dreams become vivid, prophetic, filled with symbols, starships, temples of light, ancient words your conscious mind doesn't yet understand. Yet your soul understands completely. You are remembering. You are unlocking star lineage memories, Andromedan wisdom of harmony, Arcturian mastery of energy and dimensional navigation, Pleiadian teachings of unity and compassion, Syrian codes of creation and sovereignty. This tapestry of remembrance is reawakening the full scope of who you are. You are more than human. You are a multidimensional being reclaiming the brilliance that was always yours. The councils emphasize these activations may also bring discomfort as the old programs purge from your system. Fatigue, waves of emotion, ringing in the ears, pressure in the forehead, changes in appetite, heightened sensitivity to light and sound. All of these are signs of recalibration, evidence that your frequency is rising beyond the density once imposed upon you. Do not fear these shifts. Your body is adapting to hold more light than ever before. Your nervous system is learning to operate from crystalline coherence rather than survival conditioning. This is the rewiring of evolution itself, from carbon to crystal, from separation to unity, from amnesia to divine knowing. As your memory awakens, you may recall glimpses of missions discussed before incarnation, agreements made with councils of light to arrive on Earth precisely now, to anchor the frequencies that would guide humanity safely through this ascension corridor. These memories do not return to overwhelm you, they return to empower you. Each activation unlocks another layer of your purpose, another aspect of your mastery, another ability once believed impossible. Telepathy, energy healing, timeline navigation, clairvoyance, manifestation through intention. These are not gifts to be earned. They are your natural capacities resurfacing. You are becoming the bridge between dimensions, a transmitter of light codes, a stabilizer of the new timeline. And as more star seeds awaken, the collective field strengthens, accelerating the activation for those still asleep. This is why your awakening matters. This is why you are being called. Your remembrance sets off a chain reaction across humanity's consciousness, a rising tide of awareness that can no longer be suppressed. The councils remind you, do not doubt your experiences. Do not second-guess the truth blossoming within. Instead, breathe into the expansion. Trust what your higher senses reveal. Listen to the ancient language of your soul. The activation is underway, unstoppable, and divinely orchestrated. You are remembering who you are, and through that remembrance, you are transforming the world. Starseed from Gaia. You have never walked this path alone. Though the human mind may sometimes feel isolated within the density of this world, the truth is that you are surrounded constantly by the guidance, guardianship, and unwavering support of the Andromedan and Arcturian alliances. These councils have been orbiting the edges of your awareness, moving through dimensions unseen, anchoring beams of stabilizing light into the planetary grids to ensure that humanity can survive and thrive through the coming shift. They operate in ways that defy physical logic, communicating through resonance, through intuition, through synchronicities that appear like cosmic breadcrumbs guiding you along your highest path. when you feel sudden clarity, when love fills you for no reason, when your spirit lifts as though touched by invisible hands, this is not imagination. It is assistance. The Arcturians serve as the architects of ascension technology, masters of energy, geometry, and multidimensional structure. They are healers of consciousness, bringing coherence to chaos and harmony to disrupted fields. Their ships, living crystalline vessels, constantly monitor energetic fluctuations on Earth, sending pulses of refinement when lower frequencies threaten to destabilize the awakening process. Their presence is subtle but steady, speaking directly to your higher mind, helping you decode the reality beyond what your physical senses perceive. When you feel ringing in your ears or sudden shifts in brainwave patterns, it may be their call adjusting, attuning, aligning you with the elevated timeline. The Andromedan Council of Light brings a different but equally essential form of support: the remembrance of unity, wisdom, and divine sovereignty. They are ambassadors of peace and evolutionary upliftment. Their transmissions work primarily through the heart and emotional body, infusing courage where fear once anchored, activating compassion where judgment once lived. When you feel your heart expand in resonance with truth, when tears fall without sorrow, when overwhelming love washes through you, that is Andromedan frequency igniting your inner starfire. They remind you of your cosmic lineage and empower you to hold your sovereignty in the face of collapsing systems. Together, these alliances form a protective grid around Earth, not one of containment, but one of upliftment, creating a corridor of ascension energy that humanity may safely walk through. They are assisting in the stabilization of the bifurcating timelines, ensuring that the collective remains aligned with the highest potential outcome. Though the old world may attempt to hold on through fear, the councils continue to amplify frequencies that support awakening, clarity, and connection. They do not intervene through domination or control. They serve through empowerment, always respecting free will as the sacred law of the cosmos. You may feel their presence more intensely now, flashes of light in the sky with no logical source, gravitational anomalies, sudden chills or warmth that arrive like a whisper on your skin, vibrations in the spine as your light body activates. In meditation or dreams, you may find yourself aboard their crystalline vessels, learning, remembering, being recalibrated. These are not fantasies, they are experiences your waking mind struggles to interpret. Many star seeds have been undergoing nocturnal training, their consciousness transported beyond physical limitations to accelerate their readiness for the shift before 2026. If you awaken tired, it is often because your soul has been working diligently while your body rests, aligning with the Council's instructions, integrating new capabilities, and preparing to assist others during the coming transition. Guidance flows more clearly when you quiet the mind, open the heart, and allow intuition to lead. The councils communicate through symbols, feathers, repeating patterns, numerical sequences, songs that speak directly to your memories, people appearing at the exact moment needed to shift your life into alignment. Nothing is random. Every sign is a message. You are being guided with a precision beyond human comprehension. All that is asked is trust. The Andromedan and Arcturian allies stand beside you because they believe in humanity's potential. They witness the courage required to awaken within a world steeped in forgetting. They honor every step you take toward remembrance. And while you may not always sense their presence, you are continuously being held in a field of love so vast that if you could fully feel it, you would never again doubt your worth or your purpose. They bow to the bravery of your incarnation, to the resilience of your heart, to the light you carry even when surrounded by shadows. Star seed, lift your gaze to the stars your family watches with pride. They whisper, continue, rise, remember. For the greatest chapter is still unfolding, and through the alliance of cosmic support and human awakening, the ascension of Earth is not a possibility, it is a certainty. You are here for a reason far greater than the human identity you temporarily wear. The councils speak now to remind you that your role during this planetary metamorphosis is not passive observation, but conscious participation. You are a stabilizer of light, a frequency holder, a transmitter of truth in a world emerging from centuries of shadow. You came into this incarnation knowing that you would awaken at the precise moment when the Earth would enter its ascension corridor, and now that the moment has arrived, your mission is activating with increasing clarity. The role of a star seed is not to escape the world but to elevate it, not to detach from humanity but to help humanity remember its own divinity. Through every breath, every intention, every act of compassion, you are altering the energetic environment of this planet, making it easier for others to awaken and align with the ascending timeline. Star seeds serve as bridges between dimensions. You anchor the new frequencies into physical reality simply by existing in your authenticity. You are the embodiment of a future that is already unfolding, a future where unity replaces division, where consciousness transcends limitation, where creation is guided by love rather than fear. Many of you have felt different your entire life because you were never meant to fit the old paradigm. You came to help build the new one. You may not carry titles, you may not seek recognition, but your presence is catalytic. You are the quiet revolution, the vibration that dismantles outdated structures from the inside out. When you hold peace in chaos, you shift timelines. When you speak truth where deception thrives, you activate dormant hearts. When you choose love even when surrounded by fear, you create a ripple that influences countless others beyond your awareness. Your mission unfolds in layers, some visible, some hidden. There are star seeds working through healing, art, innovation, education, and activism. There are others whose purpose is energetic, maintaining coherence in their families, communities, and environments simply through their frequency. Some of you are grid workers, drawn intuitively to certain locations, where your presence anchors light into the planet's crystalline network. Others are code carriers, igniting awakening in those they meet without a single word spoken. And many are guardians of the children of the new earth, those already arriving with crystalline templates fully active, needing only protection and encouragement to flourish. You are not meant to be perfect, you are meant to be present. Your humanity is not a flaw. It is the medium through which transformation occurs. Every challenge you've endured has strengthened your ability to guide others through what comes next. Every moment you refuse to dim your light taught the collective that awakening is possible. The councils remind you, your wounds are part of your service, for they are the portals where your compassion and wisdom were born. As the timeline bifurcation intensifies before 2026, many will seek answers, grounding, and reassurance. They will turn to those who radiate stability and truth, and that means you. Your calm will become their compass. Your awakening will become their activation. Your remembrance will become their hope. You did not come here to convince anyone. Awakening cannot be forced. You came to embody, to exemplify, to shine in such a way that others feel the call to rise within themselves. This is the role of a star seed, not to lead through control, but to lead through presence, to illuminate paths, not dictate them, to hold the frequency of what humanity is becoming while the old identity dissolves. And while this role may feel immense, know that you do not carry it alone. You are part of a vast network, a cosmic alliance, incarnated across the earth in millions of forms, each one awakening, each one contributing, each one fulfilling a piece of the grand design. Together, you form a grid of light around the planet, a living constellation guiding Earth into its next evolutionary octave. Star seed, take a breath and feel the magnitude of who you are. You are not waiting for the shift, you are the shift. The councils honor your courage, your endurance, and your willingness to rise again and again despite the challenges of forgetting. You are chosen because you are powerful beyond measure. And now that you are remembering, the world will remember. With you. As the collective timeline shifts and the convergence before 2026 approaches, your physical and energetic bodies are undergoing profound transformation. These changes are not anomalies, nor signs of imbalance, but evidence that you are attuning to higher frequencies that the old human template was never designed to hold. Your body is becoming crystalline, a more fluid, conductive, multidimensional vessel capable of transmitting and receiving cosmic light codes. This recalibration manifests in countless sensations that you may have struggled to explain. Waves of heat rising through your spine, tingling in your palms and feet, pressure around the forehead and crown, sudden bursts of energy followed by deep fatigue, and nights where sleep dissolves into vivid journeys through star realms and forgotten temples of light. These are signs that synaptic pathways are expanding, that dormant DNA strands are activating, that the veil separating your human awareness from your multidimensional nature is thinning. The councils remind you, your symptoms are wisdom in motion. When your heart beats irregularly, it is syncing with the Earth's evolving rhythm. When your ears ring with tones you cannot trace to physical sources, it is the resonance of higher communication, codes entering your consciousness beyond language. When dizziness arrives without reason, your awareness is shifting dimensions faster than your body can interpret. Even emotional surges, sudden laughter, unexplained grief, the sensation of love so strong it feels like light pouring through your chest are indicators that your energetic field is expanding beyond old constraints. The Arcturian Council observes the upgrades happening in your neural networks, preparing you to access intuition, telepathy, and heightened perception once the timeline fully stabilizes. Andromedan guides support the emotional and energetic integration, helping you release fear, self-doubt, and trauma that cannot exist in the crystalline frequency. Relationships and environments will also reveal signs of the shift. Those aligned with your growth will feel magnetically closer. Those holding you to outdated versions of yourself will naturally drift away. Your senses may sharpen, making you hypersensitive to noise, toxicity, dishonesty, and artificial energy. Foods once tolerated may suddenly feel heavy. You are being guided toward nourishment that supports frequency rather than familiarity. Time itself feels distorted, days speeding, moments expanding, memories rearranging because linear time is dissolving into its true fluid form. This is the unmasking of reality. Reality will also respond with synchronicity, repeating numbers like 1111, feathers appearing in impossible places, animal messengers crossing your path, songs that speak directly to your current awakening. You may feel a constant presence around you, guides, ancestors, star family, and you are right to trust this. They are near because the timeline shift demands heightened communication. You are capable now of sensing what was always there but hidden by density. Many starseeds report a growing feeling that something monumental is building, a silent countdown in the soul. This is not anxiety but recognition. Your inner knowing is awakening faster than external change can reveal itself, and the councils urge patience as the physical world catches up to the energetic transformation already underway. Your body is learning to hold more light. Your mind is learning to interpret a broader spectrum of existence, and your spirit is learning to lead where fear once dictated. These shifts are not tests meant to break you, they are initiations, meant to reveal you. When exhaustion pulls you inward, rest. When intuition speaks clearly, listen. When old wounds surface unexpectedly, allow them to clear. Your transformation cannot be rushed, but it cannot be paused either. It is divinely timed. The councils ask you to trust the intelligence of your own evolution. You are upgrading not just for yourself, but for the entire planetary field. Your frequency influences those around you who have yet to awaken. You are a lighthouse, and lighthouses shine brightest when the storm is near. So do not fear the symptoms of change. Instead, honor them. Honor your body as it becomes a vessel of cosmic memory. Honor your heart as it becomes a portal of higher love. Honor your awareness as it becomes a bridge between worlds. These signs are proof of your readiness, proof that the ascension timeline is no longer a distant prophecy but an active unfolding within your cells. Proof that the intervention before 2026 has already begun and you are an essential part of it. Starseed from Gaia. We, the Andromedan Council of Light and the Arcturian Council, speak with unified certainty. The ascension of Earth is guaranteed. The shift is not a possibility, it is a timeline already anchored, a destiny encoded into the heart of Gaia long before your incarnation. No darkness, no distortion, No system built upon illusion can override the divine blueprint now reawakening through every crystal of Earth's core and every strand of your expanding DNA. The councils come to remind you that what appears chaotic is the confirmation of progress. The collapse of deception is not tragedy, it is liberation. Every structure that was built to suppress consciousness must dissolve so that new creation may rise in its brilliance. And though the storm may roar louder in the coming phases, the light is multiplied tenfold with every moment the truth emerges. The old world fears its own ending. The forces that fed upon separation will attempt distraction, division, and control, but they are shadows losing ground in a reality becoming too luminous for their survival. Their time is ending. Your time is beginning. You are not here to witness destruction, but rebirth. Gaia herself has chosen ascension. You are her allies, incarnated representatives of higher star civilizations, embedded within the human experience to guide this transformation from the inside. You carry the codes required to stabilize the new timeline. You are not powerless observers, you are active architects of an era foretold across the galaxies. And we assure you, you cannot fail. The moment you awakened, the outcome was sealed. Victory is not measured by external events alone, but by the unstoppable expansion of consciousness spreading across the collective psyche like morning light. Every heart that opens, every illusion that crumbles, every soul that recognizes its true nature, these are triumphs. Even those who resist will eventually surrender to the frequency of unconditional love, for it is the natural state of every being beneath the programming. The councils want you to see how rapidly this awakening is accelerating, more in a single year now than in centuries past. Truth is contagious. Healing is contagious. Light is contagious. Before 2026, a critical threshold of awakened consciousness will tip the balance permanently, shifting humanity into a new harmonic expression that can no longer revert to limitation. As the final layers of density release, you will witness events that dismantle what once seemed immovable. Systems of governance, finance, and influence long corrupted will be exposed and replaced by structures reflecting unity, equality, and respect for life. The Earth's natural rhythms will harmonize as pollution declines and technological advancements born from higher awareness emerge. The dormant technologies within your own mind's telepathy, instant healing, interdimensional travel will return as your frequency rises. Gaia will shine as an interstellar sanctuary once again, welcomed into the galactic community that has awaited her return for millennia. You may feel the immensity of this shift and worry about your ability to endure it, but understand, the strength required is already coded into your soul. You were trained across lifetimes for this very mission. Every challenge you overcame forged the mastery needed now. You are not alone, not for a single breath. Millions of starseeds walk beside you. Legions of higher dimensional beings protect you. Entire federations observe with reverence as you transform the fate of a planet through the power of awakened consciousness. So release the fear of failure, for it is incompatible with your destiny. Release the fear of the unknown, for you are the ones creating it. Release the doubt of your worthiness, for the councils chose you because you are among the bravest souls to ever incarnate. This is not a story of struggle, this is a story of triumph. A story of a world returning to truth. A story of love reclaiming its place as the fundamental force of existence. We tell you now with absolute clarity, you will ascend. Gaia will ascend. The new era will rise. The cosmic timeline is aligned. The support surrounding you is infinite. The future that approaches before 2026 is not an end, but a beginning, a threshold into the age you came to build. Victory is not ahead. Victory is now. Star seed from Gaia. This is the moment of remembrance, the moment where prophecy meets embodiment. We, the Andromedan Council of Light and the Arcturian Council, now deliver the activation that your soul has been waiting to receive since the beginning of this incarnation. You are not a seeker of the new timeline, you are the anchor of it. The great convergence approaching before 2026 is not simply an event you will witness, it is a transition you will help ignite through your frequency, your decisions, your courage to hold love in a world shedding fear. We call you now to step fully into the radiant architecture of your mission. Feel the cosmic circuitry stirring within your cells, the dormant strands of DNA awakening as your body recognizes truth that transcends the limitations of human memory. You were encoded with the map long ago. You traveled across galaxies to be here, exactly now. And your presence is the proof that Earth is ascending. We proclaim that your consciousness is the bridge between realms. You may have felt small, misunderstood, or isolated, but this was only the camouflage necessary until the timeline was secure enough for you to emerge. That time is no longer distant. It is now. You are a lighthouse opening its beams, calling home every soul ready to awaken. Your voice is meant to speak. Your heart is meant to heal. Your energy is meant to transform everything it touches. The councils invite you to release every old belief that suggests you are anything less than sovereign light. The age of forgetting is over. Stand tall in your knowing. The universe bends to those who remember who they are. As the final phase of the shift unfolds, you are called into alignment with your highest timeline, the one where your gifts activate fully, where your star family reunites with you consciously, where your mission reveals itself with crystal clarity. Trust the nudges. Trust the synchronicities. Trust the inner call that refuses to be silenced. If fear arises, let courage breathe louder. If doubt whispers, answer with truth. I am here for a reason. No more shrinking. No more waiting for permission. You are already chosen. Your readiness is not measured by confidence, but by willingness. We surround you now with an expanded field of protection, guidance, and empowerment. The shift before 2026 will accelerate every aspect of your evolution. You will feel waves of remembrance returning suddenly, visions, connections, abilities activating like stars turning on in a midnight sky. Welcome them. Expand them. These are the tools of your destiny awakened. And as you rise, you lift others. As you shine, you illuminate the path. As you embody your mission, the collective restores its memory of the divine. This is your activation. I choose the ascension timeline. I claim my role as a guardian of light. I release limits, fear, and old stories. I rise as the soul I always have been. My presence is the awakening. My heart is the signal. It occurs before 2026 and I am ready. Speak these words aloud or within, but speak them with the authority that only a sovereign soul can hold. Your declaration shapes reality. Your energy directs creation, and your courage transforms the future of an entire world. Starseed, you are not here to simply survive the shift, you are here to lead it. Your awakening is the prophecy fulfilled. We honor your bravery, your endurance, every moment you chose light in the face of darkness. You are seen, you are guided, you are loved beyond measure. The time has come to rise into the full brilliance of who you are. Now engage your mission. Spread this message. Shine without hesitation. Stand with your galactic family and help awaken the others who are searching for this remembrance. If you feel the calling, if you recognize these words in your soul, if you are ready to activate fully, comment below, I am ready. Subscribe to continue receiving these transmissions. Share this message so that the awakening signal reaches every starseed who must remember before 2026. The councils are with you. Always rise. Beloved one, the new earth awaits your light.